Alright, so, 3, 2, 1, hang on. 3, 2, 1, and go. So, the start of the game, I like to call Brinster Funhouse, early Brinster Funhouse. It is the most reset-heavy part of the run, just because there's like lots of randomness to it. You can easily lose like 20, 30, 15, 20 seconds to just bad luck. So like, it's a very reset-heavy point. Now we have the Morph Ball. And Morph Ball's pretty useful in this run. It also allows us to bomb jump, which is also useful in this run. So these are the Chozo statues. They give you hints. This is the only one we're going to use because it's mandatory. This next stream, if I do right, I will jump right past the enemy and not get hit. That enemy right there is, so when you enter a room, enemies can either move left or right, depending on the enemy. Some of them can move different directions, but like, enemy placement in rooms can also determine how well you do in them. Like that room, that's falling in that room is really hard to do consistently because of the enemy placements. Majority of the time, like, they'll be in your way and you'll get hit. So now we got the missiles, and there's a boss coming up, and we want to hit 2 missiles on the same frame. Nope. Nah, I didn't get it. I also got, this is the bad luck I was telling you about. So I got the bad pattern and lost a bit of time. So now we got the charge beam. Now, compared to other games, charge beam is not that useful. It's very weak. Ooh. So entering that door with 5 missiles is a really rare. It's a very uncommon thing. Because of the way dropped work. So it's this hive room. This room is infamous. Back in the early days, we used to do it quite differently. Of just luring these bogs. Just make it really clean and easy to get through that room. Back in like early 2013 or something, back then, we wouldn't lure the bugs, we would just jump into the hives there and try and kill them. And you have a high chance of dying doing that. So, shout outs to, I think it was Sam. Now we're coming up to the bomb. Bombs are quite useful. So I should talk about routes. There's a few routes you can do. You can do what they're called early Brinster or late Brinster. I'm going to be doing the late Brinster because early Brinster means you clean up a Brinster a lot early, like right now. You'll clean it up right now. But late Brinster, you come back here later and clean it up. It just saves me the trouble of doing all these bomb jumps. Okay, maybe I was talking about bad luck. Sometimes those bugs are random when they'll come out. So if they don't come out, you're just gonna be sitting there waiting for them to come out. But that was not the best luck though. So we're heading back, we're going to Kraid's Lair now. And in Kraid's Lair can be annoying, but like, especially the route I'm doing. the advantage of doing early Brit Star means you have more missiles entering Kraid's lair, and the late Brits they're out, your missiles are really tight, so you got to be like really cautious of how you use them. So if you notice, I'm stopping to kill some enemies to get some drops. Drops are really useful. So you want to enter Kraid's lair with at least 19. So having 25 is pretty good. Because I have 25, I'm gonna skip that heal there to not bother getting more. Because the statue refills all your ammo and health, but I don't need to do it. So Kraid's lair is pretty simple until I get to Acid Worm, so there's not much going to be happening until I get there. So there's a really old route of this game where you do this area of Kraid during the cleanup at the end of the run. See if I get another drop. Nope. Okay. I don't know why that didn't work, but it didn't work. It's funny because I do that bomb jump, and that's considerably harder than the one I was trying to do. So now we've activated the zip lines. And now these things will let us cross. I'm going to grab more missiles just to be safe. Because the more you have, the better you are. Like you'll have no issues with Kraid's lair. Like 37 is quite a lot. And this is Acid Worm. So Acid Worm is pretty simple. Make it grab onto the wall, then just go down and shoot it. It's not a hard boss. This is why the ammo management comes into play, because when you kill Acid Worm, you need the 10 missiles to go through the next few rooms without any problems. Yeah, not much is gonna happen for a bit. Now, normally, if you're casually playing this game, you would have power grip. I don't, so I gotta do bomb jumps in places where I'll normally use power grip. So this is where having a lot of missiles comes in handy, because these take 10. And if you run out of missiles, these take a long time to kill with just your beam. This room is another room that's pretty tricky to do fast. Really depends like where those enemies are placed and how fast you can shoot the zip line switch and get to the ball spark cannon. So what I tried to do there was called heal glitch. Basically, you trigger this as you pick up the item. It saves a little bit of time because both cutscenes play at once. You can also do a glitch that replaces the Chozo sprite with the text box sprite. So coming up is Kraid. Now Kraid is can either go really well or really bad. Because so I'm going to be spamming missiles into its mouth. Hopefully I do it well. Nice. So that's the 2 round. That's a nice fight. So, like I said, the fight can either go really good or really bad, so fortunately that fight went really good. Like, you can waste up towards like 10-20 seconds, depending on how bad it goes. Now we have the speed booster. So, the reason why we go to Kraid first, instead of Ridley first, or North Air, is because when you have speed booster in Ridley's lair, you can clean up every single item. You can pick them all up on your first visit. Otherwise, you would have to come back, and that would be slow. We're just gonna pick up one more item, and we won't be coming back here until cleanup. Tried. Hitting that switch from the left is frame perfect and sub-pixel perfect. So it's not an easy shot. So now it's everyone's favorite time, the cutscene. So how's life? Hope you're all doing well. So if you do Ridley first, and then go to Kraid, this cutscene doesn't play. So like, it's the only downside of doing Kraid first. You have to watch this cutscene, and it's very boring. So, normally you pick up, we used to pick up Charge Beam late. Sorry, let me reset that. Normally we used to pick up Charge Beam early as soon as, hang on. Let me do this room. I'll explain in a second. We used to pick up Charge Beam now, but we pick it up early so we can do this. No, I pressed down too early, but you could Shine Spark across this whole section, and I missed it. It's not an easy Shine Spark, so I miss it every now and then. Remember how we watched the cutscene? Have another one. Hello. honestly. So we've come to Northware. We're going to pick up a few items and mainly Power Grip. Power Grip is a required item in every category. You can't actually beat the game without Power Grip. It's not that it's hard, it's that the game physically won't let you progress until you pick it up, so that's why every category picks up Power Grip. There's a barrier in Northfair that is only there when you don't have Power Grip. So we're gonna get super missiles right now. So super missiles is also useful now because we can clean up some items in Northfair early instead of coming back later. So, I was talking about bomb jumps before. You can use bombs to gain infinite height. Like that. I failed the first set, but like I recovered. So recently, the Northfair route was changed, and I'm going to be doing the new route. So Northfair route has changed quite a bit over the past few years. Because of a new glitch, we pick up Ice Beam early. So normally we go up and get Ice Beam, but we're gonna go down here instead. Bomb jump there. Now we're gonna go across this room using this Shine Spark. I can't tell you how many times like I've Shine Sparked there too low and then missed it. And you lose an enormous amount of time doing it, missing that. Nice. Pressing down before you fall down is really hard, but it allows you to Shine Spark across that room just slightly faster. So this is the Hell Run. So we have no suit. But it's okay, we have so much health that it wouldn't matter. So we're off to get Screw Attack. And Screw Attack's quite useful. It allows us to go through enemies really quickly and stuff. But I'm also gonna do this. I got it. So watch the Chozo statue. It gets replaced with the text box sprite, and it looks really weird. We're going to get wave beam, and then we're going to be doing something that is not that hard, but like if you fail, can have huge consequences. So like, you don't want to fail a strat coming up. Wave beam. Wave beam lets you shoot through walls, which they're quite handy for some room in the Riddler's Lair. You could call this a mini boss. I call it an annoyance. So here's the strategy I was talking about before. You only get one shot. I got it, nice. By doing that, I'm now back up here. That is if you fail that, you have to change routes and to compensate, and any route you do is going to be slower. So not failing that here is really nice. So we're only getting Ice Beam early is because of a glitch that was found with the frozen enemies, which saves about, I think, 8 seconds or something. But like otherwise, doing this route would be slower. There'd be no reason to do this route. Coming up is a mini boss that can be pretty tricky. You have to do it just right, otherwise you'll be losing time. Alright, I'm gonna improvise. Well, that didn't go well. It did not go well at all. But at least it's dead. Because if you screw up the first part of the fight, the Ripper gets out of sync, and it becomes really annoying. So the best part about this elevator is that we go back upward. What that does is it opens up the next area of the... It opens up this area. The only way you can open up is to go down the elevator. And this is Imago. As you can see, this is a pretty hard boss. So here's another hard strat. So we keep a shine spark stored and we shine spark across this room. I'm kind of annoyed that... Oh, wait. I need super drops. Like, super missile drops are really important at the moment. So, this room's weird. So, I have to actually kill this enemy. Like, I have to kill it. Otherwise, it won't work. Go down here. And lay a bomb. And now I'm down here. And that's why we grab a ice beam early, because when you're on top of two frozen enemies and you kill both of them at the same time, the game tries to place you on the other one. But because they're both dead, the game gets confused and puts Samus where the bugs actually are, which is underneath the ground. So it shifts Samus to the ground. Don't know why it didn't spark diagonal. Bye, map. So, this is why Speed Booster is so useful early, because you can clean up all of Ridley's lair right now, instead of having to come back, which is an enormous time save. This next room can be kind of tricky. There we go. My mic and D-pad's being really weird today. This room can also be a bit tricky. Go. You need to jump at the right time, otherwise you don't jump through there, and you have to go back and try again. Now, you need to have ammo. For the supers, for the Ridley flight. So not much is gonna happen for until I get to the Ridley fight. Nice. I'm hoping to get another super drop in this one. So Ridley, depending on how much ammo you have, so for every super you don't have is 5 missiles. So I have 8, so it's going to be 8 supers and 10 missiles to kill Ridley. So now we've just picked up Gravity Suit. So here's Ridley. Ridley is very loud in this game. But yeah, Ridley is really easy. Just spam missiles until it dies. You can kill it before it flies off into the air. So yeah, there's only 2 more items we have to actually pick up. I'm actually going to pick up these drops. You need supers now for Torian. Super missiles make Torian a lot quicker. Not much happening until I get back up to Brinster, so yeah.
Alright, we have one donation from DJ Bandit, who gave $16.65, and that just says Magoo.
So the developers of this game were very generous in putting lots of little shortcuts everywhere. Like, there's no unintended sequence breaks in this game. Like, they knew about them all, probably except the ice beam clips, but like, they didn't save that much time. But now we're going to be doing Rinse the Super. I need to make sure I do the inputs correct, otherwise it won't work. So if you were doing early Britster, you would go straight up to Torian now. But because I did late Britster, I'm gonna go up to the, up Britster and clean up the items I didn't get before. This is random, by the way. That was pretty long. So if you've been paying attention, I'm not getting Varia, no. I said right at the start of the run, you only need 99 items to get 100% because the game basically just gives you Varia suit after Torian, so there's no point in getting it. All that really matters is, does the end screen say 100%? So that's prisoner cleanup done. Now we're going Torian. Right after we get long beam. I think long beam is not grabbed in 80%. I think it's grabbed in low percent, I think. But like it's not really used in many of the categories. So coming up is Torian, and in Torian you have to kill a bunch of Metroids to unlock the doors. And it's random how long they take to spawn when you activate them. And it's random if what drops you get. So like ideally you want some super missile drops because one super missile kills them straight away, otherwise it's like 5 missiles. So like instead of spending ages spamming 5 missiles, you can just shoot one super. So what I want is ideally a super from every Metroid, otherwise I'm going to be losing a lot of the time. You also want full health, which I don't have. So the strategy is I'm going to group them. Like that. Just so they're easier to kill. I don't know why that guy took so long to come down towards me.
So just quickly, we have a in-person donation from Timber, one of our fellow runners, who generously donated $100. So thank you very much, Timber. Really appreciate that.
So here's Mother Brain. Funny enough, that's the safest spot in the room. Right next to the eyeball. Now Torian's done. Now we watch everyone's favorite, a cutscene, which takes 10 years. So if you want to say anything. Why would you take on your suit?
Alright, so we just got some other donations from the stream. We got $5.61 from Anonymous, thank you. Sui with $5.97 says big RPG. And he donated another $5.97 that says the same message, big RPG. Thank you so much, Sui and Anonymous.
So this is the suitless. We don't have a suit anymore, so we've just got the pistol, or as this version calls it, the handgun. In every other version, it's called pistol. This one is called handgun. I should point out I'm playing on the Japanese version, which only saves like doesn't save that much time, like 6 to 8 seconds. It's like it barely makes a difference. So, the space pirates of the ship do 100 damage, and normally in an attempt, you would skip a refill and just go for it, and just hope you don't die. But if I refill here, there's no way I can die, basically. Like, it's playing it really safe. Okay. That's a really weird pattern that rarely ever happens. And is really slow too. Normally that guy's supposed to be on the right, but it was just chilling on the left, and I kind of panicked. So I skipped the tripwire there, which saves me a bit of time. Yeah, not much is really going to happen until I get more into Tresodia. So, this is the space pirate ship, and the place next to it is Tresodia. Tresodia is when it like gets a lot harder. So, yeah. So this stream I'm going to be trying something. Oh, good. So that's called our fast searchlights. It's really weird because you go inside the searchlight, but it doesn't trigger the alarm. If you do it just right, you can just walk past it and save a few seconds in that room. Or you can do that. That doesn't matter, hitting that alarm, because you're going to be going here and it just turns off. Now you can do this whole segment without getting detected, but it's really annoying to do. And it's really hard to... It technically is faster, but like it's really hard to make it faster. Like you gotta do it really quick. And setting up and not get seen can be really hard to pull off. Especially trying to do it quick. Oh. That wall jump's pretty hard. So I'm going to be trying a thing called Sam straps. There we go. So I intentionally went slow in that room to make the alarm turn off where it did. And what this does is when the alarm goes off, gates shut, and I have to wait for the alarm to turn off. But because like I intentionally delayed myself slightly, this gate is now open, which saves a few seconds. Because otherwise you have to go in the save room to the left behind the wall. And no, you cannot shoot that guy. That spacebar has like it's not programmed to do anything. So like it doesn't hurt you, you can't shoot it, it doesn't die. We're coming up to the end of Suitless, and we're coming up to a boss. We call him Charlie. It's not the official name. We just call it Charlie. So good thing I took that safety heal because I did take damage. So if this was like a attempt I'll do at home, I probably would have been dead. So here's another cutscene. That's Charlie. It's the spooky ghost. So Charlie, you have to shoot it 4 times when it becomes vulnerable, and it's random when it will become vulnerable. But if you shoot yourself for whatever reason, it makes the timer a lot shorter. So like, if I shoot myself now, it will take less time for it to do it, which is quite handy.
We have $4.90 from Life of Chrome. Looking forward to Bahunga's SMB run. Glad to help support a good cause for the event with $4.90. Thank you.
I don't know how that one is. There we go. So 4 hits and dead. Oh, I got the glitch. So you're supposed to be locked in the cutscene, but I'm not. So Charlie gives us our suit back and unlocks the items I couldn't use before. So like plasma beam, gravity suit, and space jump are now usable. And the rest of this run is now basically me going around collecting items because there's the glitch. So clean up is basically just that. We just clean up items. So right off the bat, there's one shine spark I have to do, and if I fail, I lose probably 20 seconds. So that's one of the 3 things I need to do right to not lose lots of time. So we have 2 more. So nothing much is going to happen for a bit. I've got to go up to the mothership and get the power bombs. So nothing is really going to happen for a bit. That lag was really throwing off my space jumps. Nice. I got the door shot. Really precise shot. So, I was saying before, that ice beam, we get ice beam early and how we get, how there's a new glitch, right? Well, frozen enemies have weird properties. As in, like, they don't work as you expect them to work, and you'll see what I mean. There was a route change recently. So now we're through that door. As you do, you just phase through doors. So what that does is that saves a power bomb. Now, unlike in Metroid Fusion, you have 20 billion power bombs. This game you don't. You have actually just enough power bombs to get by. So doing that clip for the door allows me to change my route slightly and lets me grab items earlier, because they're normally grabbed later because of the power bomb. Not having a power bomb, but I have a power bomb. So, we normally come back here later, but because of the door clip, I have a power bomb and it allows me to break these blocks right now. So, I have to refill here. This is a mandatory refill because, like I said, you don't get much power bombs, so you have to refill here to get them back. You need the power bombs to grab some items. So, I said there was 3 things I need to do to not lose a lot of time. There was the Shine Spark I did right after getting my suit back. And the second one is called Glass Tube. So, you only get 1 shot the glass, because there's enough distance where the glass tube is to get a shine spark store. And when you break the tube, you can't get a shine spark there anymore. So like you only get one chance. Nice. So if you fail that, you have to change routes completely and lose a lot of time, but I didn't fail it. You only get one shot at that, and it's really hard to pull off. So I'm quite happy I pulled that off. There's the hole. So doing the route I'm doing has its benefits, because like the old route you'd have to do an annoying shine spark chain, and if you fail it you lose an enormous amount of time. But like the route I'm doing completely eliminates this, so this is no longer a thing, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, I hit the door? Sure. That's fine. So now we're heading back to Torian. Torian only has 2 items, and they're pretty easy to get. At least I didn't fail that. Failing that is really, really annoying. It's like they're very generous at putting speed booster blocks on top of the doors. So like even if you miss the door, you can still go through it. And now we're back in Footstop. And going back to Crate's Lair. So to pick up the items I didn't pick before. Only 3 items, so it's a pretty short visit. Oh. I did a frame perfect thing during the door. There's one frame in the door transition that executes inputs. And I must have hit that frame, because I didn't mean to shoot. So, there's going to be a trick coming up. We call it Norfair Space Boost. And it doesn't save that much time. It's more like a swag strat. It's more like a strat you use to show off. But it is faster, but like it's really hard to do consistently. And I'm gonna go for it. Nice. Good enough. Oh no.
We have $10 from our very own Neo. 7K anyone? Thanks Neo for the $10.
Not much happening. Keep reading if you want. Alright, here's another hard strat I have to do. It's not that hard, it's just annoying if you fail. But yeah, we've cleaned up everything, now we just gotta clean up Tresodia and then finish. block always gives me trouble. Yeah, it's just basic cleanup. Not much is going to happen until I'm done with cleanup. Oh. Stop. Nice. I didn't have to do that, I just wanted to do it. So basically, you just shoot a missile up and you erase it. Alright, there's one more thing. It's always, the hardest stuff is always right at the end. This is we call it space jump E-tank. Basically, you have to space jump between two tripwires in the ceiling and the floor. And it's very easy to mess up. And I'm going for it. Nice. Did it. See, that's 100%. Yep. Yeah, that's 100%. You could tell if it's 100% before you beat the game, because the last boss always has more health. And if he doesn't have full health, then I've made a terrible mistake. That's why I double checked. Just to be cautious. Alright, so there we have 100% because he had way more health. It's like I think the other day I got here and he didn't have full health. He had less health, so I panicked. But yeah, it's a very easy fight. Just spam just spam its chest until it dies. It's not much really. Zero Mission, in my opinion, just has really, really weak bosses. They're just so easy. Except in low pursuit. Like a 10% hard is a really brutal category. in 10% hard, you only have 99 energy and 2 missiles, 4 missiles the entire game. I can't see the visual cue on this TV. There's like a spot you stand to know when to start running from. Time comes up as soon as I enter the ship. And time. Yeah, so that was a mission 100%. And if the run went alright, I'm glad it went as well as it did. My biggest concern was like forgetting something, but it seems like I remembered everything, so that's good. So I hope you enjoyed my run. I've been playing this all month, and I'm not good in front of stages, in front of people.
Good job, JRP.
Thanks,
Well done,
Ray.
mate. Well done. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.